Dear colleagues, today I would like to present to you work, which is called Information Technologies for Hierarchical System Structuring to provide decision support in emergency response, which was made by University of Bora, Natalia Listsa, Olaf and Nazari Hilak. So let me start. Agenda of our presentation: motivation and state of the art, purpose, research object, research methods, main results and tools. A condition for the smooth and efficient functioning of complex systems, if you're talking about extreme conditions, is the format and logically ordered knowledge of the subject area in the cognitive structure of the natural systems of the operational personnel and the skills of using them under adverse working conditions. To solve this problem, it is necessary to develop a concept of knowledge structuring and determine the risk interval methods of personal selections for the implementation of a sustainable goal-oriented strategic level of management of man-made infrastructure with the hierarchical levels. In modern production facilities with a complex hierarchical structure, emergencies can be caused by failures, interference, malfunctions in informational management structures, production units, and technology disruptions, of course. The purpose of the study is to develop methods for ensuring effective management of production infrastructure with a hierarchical organization in the face of a complex of active threats, internal and external conflicts, which can lead to management failure, accidents, and the collapse of the structure of the complex system. The research object for us is hierarchical system goals and dynamics of complex man-made systems in, of course, a complex of spatial distributed integrated production facilities. For this work, our research methods were used to solve the problems of effective targeted management of the production infrastructure in the face of threats, conflicts, information, and cognitive attacks. Among them are methods of system analysis of the structure and dynamics of production infrastructure components with a given goal orientation, informational technologies for processing situational data on the state of active objects and their intellectual interpretation, logical and cognitive models for assessing the ability of personnel to make decisions in crisis situations, and different methods for assessing the risks of emergencies and the terminal control cycles using cause and effect diagrams. All of those methods and mathematical apparatus for them are described directly in our work, so let me omit this and go directly to our main results. In accordance with the concept of infrastructure targeting, a decomposition scheme of the hierarchy of units has been developed, which you can see on this figure. Accordingly, the structure in figure 1 is one of the ways to represent the organization of production in the man-made infrastructure complex. So here we can see hierarchical integrated system itself, generation of goals, then strategic management and operational management, which is conducted with the automated control system. Besides, here we have the production process and management process, and the composition of data processing units and logs. In our work, we distinguish the ranks of service, engineering, operational, administrative, security and management, and strategic levels. Their description could be seen in the text of our work. The requirements for technical, administrative, and managerial personnel are formed in accordance with the rank, which is shown on the figure 2. This scheme shows the formation of knowledge, systemic and cognitive values of personnel in the performance of official tasks. In accordance with the rank, test requirements for cognitive knowledge and psychological characteristics of a person are formed in the form of tables and a scheme of risk situations. Accordingly, let's provide information, logic system, and cognitive aptitude of personnel, which you can see in the table 1. Here we have the ability to take active management actions targeted to the recognition situation, different building sets of target alternatives, information of situations, images in the system under threats, and so on. Table 2 is describing the ranking table, which is a ranking table of the level of scientific and technical knowledge based on the results of specialized industry tests, which are formed on the basis of the study. The third table is the ranking table of the level of professional aptitude based on the results of logical, cognitive, and psychological tests of the personal screening. Those tests partially are described in our different works. And on the basis of the table 1, a diagram for assessing the target suitability of personnel for managerial activities in the hierarchical structure of a man-made system has been developed as a basis for maintaining the level of cybersecurity under the influence of information attacks and threats, which can lead to disorientation in the situation and its incorrect assessment in information and decision making. This diagram, figure 3, of goals, suitability assessment, and preliminary studies, and all the schemes, are the basis for the construction of professionally oriented tests. Two previous schemes as well developed in this work. And let me go to the conclusions. Depending on the system structure and the situations, there are changes in the state of the hierarchical system in the terminal space in relation to the dynamics of the base of events, which leads to the thickening of situation on the real-time axis and to the occurrence of an emergency in the case of untimely adoption and of protection measures. Therefore, the rapid elimination of emergencies, it is necessary to develop different structural diagrams of technological processes, models, schemes for data selection and processing, methods of classifying situations and making decisions, schemes for the development of the possible event scenarios, schemes of personal behavior, and instructions for emergency response based on information and system technologies, which was partly developed in this work. On the basis of the proposed approach, using the logic of actions and the theory of situational management, models of structure of systems for active control of technological processes under conditions of dynamics disturbances on objects, both of the systemic, structural, and cognitive informational types were developed. The concept of goal orientation and coordination of logical and cognitive model of forming control decisions of a system with a hierarchical structure under the influence of threats and information attacks as the basis for the synthesis of robust decision-making strategies in crisis emergency situations were substantiated. And at this point, thank you for your attention.